1 of the C1, the Cambridge Advanced Speaking Exam. Toby, that's the easiest part. Yes, it is the easiest part, but even easy things become difficult if you don't know what to do. Oh no, Toby, please tell me. Please, please, please. Okay, I will. Part 1 of the C1 speaking exam is 2 minutes long if you have one partner, or 3 minutes long if you have two partners. In Part 1 of the C1 speaking exam, you do not need to talk to your partner. You should only talk to the interlocutor, who will ask you some questions. So please remember, do not comment on what your partner says. It's not necessary. So don't do it, okay? Yes. First, you will enter the examination room. Yes, you will move with your body into the room. That's a very important step. If you don't do that, then you will definitely fail. So, great advice. Wow, this video is brilliant. You will then sit down with your partner opposite the interlocutor, the person who speaks to you. Behind the interlocutor, there will be an assessor, and the assessor will be writing things. Good afternoon, my name is Toby, and this is my colleague Duke.
Oh, hello.
And your names are?
Hi, I'm Monica.
Bruce. Can I have your mark sheets, please?
Yeah, totally.
Thank you. Yeah, sure, mate. Oh, not yet. Nah, all right, number 2, here we go. Oh, that was close, wasn't it, mate? That was close. All right, take it, yeah.
You're an idiot.
And this is the strange thing about Part 1. You will notice the assessor writing, because they have lots of dates to fill in and boxes to tick. So in Part 1, the assessor, the person that gives you the majority of your marks, won't be paying that much attention. So what's the point? Part 1 is not where you show off your language ability. Think about it. If you have one partner, the entire speaking exam is 15 minutes long. Part 1 out of 4 parts is only 2 minutes long, and that is a very small portion of the exam. Part 1 is more about getting you and your partner to relax. So relax with the examiners who are judging you. The interlocutor will then ask you 1 or 2 of the following questions. Where are you from? What do you do there? How long have you been learning English? What do you enjoy most about learning English? So, what should your approach be to these 4 questions? Well, one of them will definitely appear in the exam, right? So, the best advice is to prepare a brilliant answer for them. Yes? The examiners know that one of these questions will come up in the exam. So if you give a long scripted answer, they will just stop you. Monica, where are you from?
I'm from my house.
And what do you do there?
Were I to answer that question, I would say, since moving into my current domicile, I have engaged in numerous activities. To provide a comprehensive but not exhaustive list.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my god, you are so rude. I spent hours preparing that.
Ugh. Answers to these questions should be short and to the point.
Yes.
Bruce, how long have you been learning English?
To tell you the truth, I've been learning English since I was born, and I don't want to show off, but it's really easy for me. I could speak English really well from a very young age.
Monica, where are you from?
My house.
And what do you do there?
I hang out with friends, but to be honest, sometimes I just want to be alone. So I record myself dancing, and I watch that because it is so hot.
Wow. Done! And now the interlocutor will ask you questions about you.
Oh my god, I love talking about me.
Oh, bloody hell. Remember, there is not a limit to the number of questions you could be asked in Part 1. However, there is a time limit. It's 2 minutes long, remember. And we need to get through, give me your mark sheets, please. Hello. Ooh, where are you from? What do you do there? So, you will probably have about 30 seconds of talking time each for these questions. The number of questions the interlocutor will ask you will probably depend on how long the answers are that you give. If you give a very extended response for the first question, then they likely will not ask you a second question. On the other hand, if you give a short response and they do not feel they have heard enough from you, they will probably ask you another question. So, is it good if you give a long and extended response? Well, maybe, kind of, perhaps. I'll be honest with you, this part is so short that it doesn't really matter. If you hesitate a lot, or you give an answer that is incoherent, or you answer the wrong question, then yeah, that's a problem. But if you don't do those things, and you give an appropriate answer to the question, then you'll be fine. So that's my advice. Answer the questions the interlocutor asks you. Yeah. Well, yeah, that sounds like really bad advice, doesn't it? Let me explain. For part 1 of the B2 First speaking exam, I advise all of my students to try and use some complex grammar. This includes things like I wish and if only, conditional structures, even inversion. This is because at the B2 First level, in order to get a 3 in grammar and vocabulary, that is a pass, the student must attempt to use some complex grammar. As a result of this, it's a good idea to use part 1 to get some grammar in there, even if you use it inappropriately or get it wrong. Just by trying to use it basically guarantees a 3, so why not do that in part 1? It's a wasted opportunity if you don't. For the Cambridge Advanced Speaking exam though, this is not enough. Seriously, if you need to force yourself to use complex grammar in part 1, then you're not ready for the C1 exam, and I'm really sorry about that. Watch my videos about the B2 exam. However, if you can use complex grammar naturally, because you need to use that complex grammar to express what you want to say, then my gosh, that's incredible. If you do that in the exam, I will lick your face. No, I won't do that. No, that's disgusting. Why would I say that? What do you like to do to relax in the evenings? If only I had more time to relax. Like, barely do I have time to even cook and eat, let alone relax, because Toby treats me like a slave. But if I did have more time, I'd probably just, like, I don't know, sleep more or something. This is an amazing, perfect, and wonderful answer. Monica used inversion, if only, and a second conditional. And she did not do this because she was thinking, oh my god, I need to use complex grammar. What complex grammar can I use? But instead, she just needed to use that grammar to express her ideas. And that's the point. The emphasis at the C1 level is not, can this candidate produce a third conditional? But instead, can the candidate express all the ideas they want to express without being limited by their grammatical ability? Let's look at another example. And Bruce, is it better to share your problems with your friends or your family? Not only do I share my problems with my friends, but also my family. Once I had a problem, and if I hadn't shared it with my friends, I would have shared it with my family. Great, yeah. Brilliant grammar, that. Do you like that? Was that good? Yeah, grammar? Now, Bruce's language here is okay, but he does not sound natural. The problem is his grammar is being prioritized over the ideas he wants to express. And at the C1 level, it should be the opposite. For example, you have an idea that you want to share, and you use the appropriate grammar to express this idea that you want to share. It's not that you think of grammar and you think, wow, I want to produce this grammar to show the examiner. No, it's, I want to express a complicated idea, and I can do that. That's not a problem, because I have the grammar to do it. So, I'm sorry, for part 1, memorizing grammatical structures and producing them, it's not going to help you. So with that in mind, what can you do? Well, why not try using linking expressions? And let's link this discussion of linking expressions to something very, very important, because I need to say thank you to Cuba, Marcella, Maria Chiara, and someone. I don't know who someone is, but someone, thank you so much. And what do all of these people have in common? Well, they donated to the channel. They helped me live my life, and my life is really important for me. So please help me live my life. Thank you. But bye. Let's go back. Let's link back to the linking expressions. Link. By linking expressions, I mean things like as well as, and even though, and despite, although, however. Things like that. This is important because it shows you are capable of organizing your thoughts, and it will provide some coherence to your language. This is important for marks in discourse management. And, of course, using linking expressions will become even more important in parts 2, 3, and 4, where you are expected to produce more extended stretches of language. But, of course, obviously, yes, there will be videos about parts 2, 3, and 4 to come. So I'm excited about that. Are you? Yes, you are. Also, try using discourse markers. Instead of pausing to think, try and fill the pause with a little bit of language. To be honest, to be frank, actually, now that I think about it, and I know, these are not complicated pieces of language. No one is going to hear you say, like, and think, wow, this person's an English genius. However, it is going to make your discourse sound more natural. And that's what we want. We want a natural, relaxed conversation. So trust me, use discourse markers. It will make a difference. And yeah, I honestly have nothing else to say. Part 1 is an opportunity for you to get to know your partner and for you to relax into the exam. It can be intimidating, entering an examination room and seeing 2 examiners and perhaps meeting a partner that you have never met before. So after 2 minutes, you and your partner are going to feel like best friends and you will be ready to deal with parts 2, 3, and 4 together. Wow, how beautiful. And with that, we are finished. Now you know everything you need to know about part 1 of the C1, the Cambridge Advanced Speaking Exam. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below. My name is Toby, and this was Smash English.